Hey everybody, and thanks for joining me. Welcome to your reading for Scorpio for June 2016. I hope you guys are doing well, and thank you to all the Scorpios who have been watching my videos and playing along with this fun game called Tarot and Astrology. I hope you guys are having fun, and I hope that the year is turning out okay for you. In June, I'll leave my hand here so you know that I'm still here. In June, there's a lot of grand crosses. There's actually two long ones, one in the first week of June and one in about the third week. And these are immutable signs, but they will affect all signs in specific ways. So because of this, it's important to really work on your mindset in April and May, and make sure that you have the best mind frame possible when you're walking into June. This includes meditations. You guys should check out my meditations channel, Veroosh Meditations. It's going to be linked around here somewhere, and then also through the video page in the sidebar. Secondly, I'm doing these now live because it's a very convenient way to do it, and it's fun, and then I get to read your comments right after, and it gives you guys an opportunity to interact and have your say. Unfortunately, I have the chat closed and I open it only after I read because it is a little bit distracting. So I'm having a hard time keeping up with chat if I'm doing this because this is a big reading. So if you're interested in more active, conversation, then I do host a live stream on my second channel, Veroosh Live, and you guys can again link that somewhere around here. There'll be a link, and then also through the video section you can see it in the sidebar. Okay, so in June, these grand squares really are dependent on how we're managing things, how we're dealing with things, and there's going to be a lot of activity we can break down. First of all, let's pick 3 cards from the chest here. If you guys watch my live videos, you'll see that I use the chest quite often. So 3 cards for Scorpio for June. I don't shuffle these, obviously. There's like 4 decks inside, but they are good. Okay. Ooh, I know what this one is. There's like a random card. By the way, I got this, I kind of modified this chest idea from my friend Rhea and Abraham here in Vancouver. They have a shop and they sell cards out of the box at $2 a piece, and then they let you keep it. So I bought this card for $2 from them, but I'm not selling these cards. This is just for readings. So thank you for the idea, guys. Okay, so let's pick a first card for the June period. By the way, today's reading is going to be structured in that the first main reading is going to be for the time leading up till June and including June, and then the reading after is going to take care of everything after June. Okay, so first card is Ace of Cups. So this is a wonderful time for new relationships and friendships. Also, if you are not looking for new relationships and friendships, I don't know why you wouldn't be, especially since Jupiter's in your 11th house. This is also a good time to set up new emotional relations with other people with regard to work or other things. So you can set up a foundation for yourself with this Ace of Cups. Speaking of Jupiter in the 11th house, there's both the grand trine in Earth that happens 2 times throughout June, and also is happening right now, as well as the grand cross that happens 2 times that I mentioned already, is focused on this one point. So the 11th house, which is your friends, family, associates, is the most important house throughout June. So the majority of events that will happen through the 11th house, most likely, because there's so much focus. The 2 grand trines, 2 double grand trines, and then also 2 double grand crosses will be on that point. So both on the North Node and on Jupiter, which is transiting your 11th house, Scorpio, which means lots of cool friends coming in, good people coming into your life. Okay, in the second card, we see the 6 of Cups. This is a card of remembrance. It's a card of remembering what's important to you, who you are, where you come from, and where you are going. This is also a card of new love relationships. relationships that could be termed puppy love, or just really happy and supportive. This can be remembrance of a relationship that was lost, so something that is lost but not forgotten, and something is coming your way. This can be the state of also remembering what is important to you, so in terms of values and things that you're carrying forward. You have Pluto in your third house, which is along the IC line, which is where you come from. And so Pluto there will kind of evoke out of you deep thoughts and emotions about who you were, who your family narrative is, like what the narrative of the family that you're bringing forward is. So a lot of this kind of caring energy. Here, the last card is the King of Cups. This is you, Scorpio, or a Pisces, Cancer, or Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. This is getting to a level where you can be the King of Cups, where you can be the person who offers something serious to another person. Also, you may meet a man who is ready for marriage. Also, the emphasis is on the father with this card, especially if your father has passed, or if you're talking about your father in terms of like a patriarchy, lessons of life that he has instilled in you and that are of quality to you. Remember that the King of Cups is someone who is very trustworthy, very kind, very understanding. By no means does this mean that your father is going to pass away, but if your father has passed, or if your father is not with you, then the spirit of the father is with you at this time. So these cards are really wonderful. All cups. Which other water sign did I read for? I read for Cancer, I believe. Also all cups. So it's a very emotional, very emotional, very healing time for you. Neptune will go retrograde June 13th in your 5th house, and this is a long transit that it's doing through your 5th house with Chiron. The 5th house rules expectations, romantic relationships, as well as children. So this is a children, a father to children, and whether you are a woman or a man, this could represent the ability to, or the being ready to take care of children. This is also a children's card, of course, as you see 2 children on it. So yeah, so many of you may feel as though children become a part of your healing journey and a healing process. So that's definitely on the docket for you. And by the way, Neptune is not only going retrograde, it's also one of the points on the Grand Cross, because it is in the mutable signs of Pisces, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Gemini. But yeah, so retrograde Neptune puts things into focus. So you've been dilly-dallying for a while, and when Neptune goes retrograde, it actually helps you focus. I've had a couple cards turn around. I saw this, the Father of Feathers, which is the King of Swords, and the Six of Flames, which is gratitude and fulfillment. So very nice cards. But so far, nice and warm, nice and kind. Let's pick 12 cards from the Margaret Petersen Tarot, and we'll go through the houses and break down how this is going to work out for you, Scorpio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. This also suggests, because there is a lot of retrogrades, I think the retrogrades are, oh yes, Mars is going retrograde through your 1st house, and it will go direct on June 29th. This is like the direction of your personality is going to clarify. And so around the end of June, I would say that maybe a lot of this stuff will consolidate. There's 5 planets in retrograde right now. So as 5 planets go, there's a lot of changes that are happening, and those changes are positive. Remember the first thing that I said, and this is really important. I have a note to remind you guys. Your mindset in May and April leads into June, and this creates supportive energy for the Grand Trine and really manages the Grand Cross, which can be frustrating, but it's also not a bad thing. It allows for, through opposition and through kind of mismatch or frustration, it can actually cause a lot of progress. So don't be bashful, don't be shy. It's definitely okay. Scorpio's not heavily aspected. The only aspect that's being formed is between Chiron and Mars as it goes through the first house. But that's a healing aspect that is going to heal your ability to take ownership over what you want in life. So Chiron is in the 5th house, which is all about passions, desires, etc. And Mars is going retrograde, so it's taking account of what you do and how you do it and how you are perceived. And so therefore, as it goes retrograde, all those wounds about not deserving, being deserving of passion, of not being deserving of certain things will heal. Okay. So the next card is the 1st house. So I just lay it out differently because these are big cards. They're by Margaret Petersen. I know you guys watch my video a lot, so if there is someone who has the purple border deck of this deck, then I want to buy it, so please let me know. It's a hard to get deck, very hard. Okay, so the first thing is the Daughter of Feathers. So this represents the signs of Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra, but it can represent that you're putting forward some kind of idea and you're comparing it with the rest of the world. So there's some type of challenge, there's some type of opposition. She's defending her idea towards the onset of it meshing with the rest of the world. So this is a very adventurous card to have in your 1st house. You could have someone come along, a young woman, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra type, airy, you know, very cerebral, but youthful and energetic, coming through, kind of brandishing her ideas and rubbing off on your personality. But most likely you're taking a close account up to this point of how your conduct and how your behavior looks. Maybe you're testing out the waters with new ways of doing things. This card represents, all these cards represent the time frame from January until June, including June. So this is a time of really taking a look, an account of who you are and what you represent. And so as you do that, you figure out maybe alternative ways of doing things, and you're putting them out there and testing the water with how they work. The 2nd house has to do with money, so this is the circumstance. Again, another air card. Now this is the Mother of Feathers. This is a very strong card for the 2nd house. She is the mother of divorce and separation. What that actually represents is a woman who can stand alone, a woman who is a revolutionary. In my deck, we have the French battle scene in which a woman is putting down the French flag, you know, in defiance of the rebellions. And so the Mother of Feathers is this kind of strong female representation of women, of a woman or yin energy, not being a vessel only, but also standing on its own 2 feet to create order and justice. This card, of course, represents Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. But here we have Saturn transiting, which is telling us be very careful with how you acquire money and material wealth. Don't cut corners at this time. For the next 2 years, Scorpio and Scorpio rising, I would say don't cut any corners. And in the first 6 months of 2016, you're being really on point and very discerning about how to do things. You're very strict with yourself. You're following the rules. And I suspect that the card in the second part of the reading that we pick for this is going to be very fulfilling and very supportive and very successful. The 3rd house here is Pluto. This is a crazy house for you right now, 9 of Feathers. So we have all air coming through. The feathers represent suffering and the depths of kind of negative thinking or mourning something. But remember, through this creates the most vibrant change, but also it creates some of the best poetry. And the 3rd house represents communication. Pluto is retrograde. So when Pluto goes retrograde, then it starts really working on deep karma. And by deep karma, I mean that it starts working on karma that is from beyond your lifetime. This is karma that is from kind of within some recess of reality that is, you know, before your, I'm just going to light a candle, but it's before your time. So if you think about in an esoteric sense, you're picking up the energy not only of your family, which would be kind of more Saturnian, but you're also picking up the energy of your society, of people around you, people you don't know, and you're channeling it through. And so your writing and your communication, your expression of yourself may become very dark. And don't be afraid of it. Some of the best art, I think of Francisco Goya, and Francisco Goya, some of the darkest art, or Bosch, some of the darkest art out there is just fantastic and considered the best art in the world. So go with the Nine of Swords and nurture it, and remember that this is your expression of a recess that may not be even yours alone. So it's a dark card, but it doesn't actually mean something that would be so dark. I think it's an encouragement to reach in, meditate, try to pull out something that is very kind of unseen or from below the surface, and air it out and create something beautiful in it through communication. But definitely do watch out for just simple communication. If you're not writing stories or painting or whatever else, maybe watch out with how you communicate, because your words can be quite difficult right now to manage. They come out difficult, and they also are heard as difficult. So that can cause problems for you in the first 6 months of the year if you are not careful. In the fourth house, oh gosh, we have the devil. So we went from these beautiful cards to these kinds of murky cards. The fourth house is the home. So the devil represents the sign of Capricorn. So that means that Capricorn people may be coming into your life in and around the home. If it's not that, the devil represents something that you are hiding around the house, something that you are not confronting, something that you are struggling with, something that has a hold on you. So make sure you're not like overeating in the home. That's probably going to come up in the sixth house if it's something like that. But there's something in and around the home that's not being faced or addressed, or something that's kind of still kind of tentative, or something that has you bound, and something that you are struggling with. Maybe it's something below the surface that you don't know exactly what it is, or you don't know exactly how it functions, but you know it's there. So it's really important for you. Sorry about the siren. I'm putting in my earplugs. But yeah, so even though there's something in the home that is distracting to you, and it's got this sort of grip, so you're feeling around for when you're wondering, what is this person? There could be someone who has a power advantage over you at this time in your house, such as a family member, and you can't really get away from them. And maybe it's something that is you're kind of caught up with, or in and around your house, and as you're caught up with it, then it becomes suppressive or oppressive to you. The answer here is just to be as clean as possible with how you deal with things. Avoid this individual, of course, as much as you can. Sometimes if you can remove yourself from this person, do so, but oftentimes in and around the house, a devil like that you can't really get rid of, even if you can figure out who it is. This is someone who could be smiling and being friendly, but below the surface there's something nasty going on there. So these two houses, the third and the fourth, cradle the IC line. And so when they cradle the IC line, that means that the IC line is the source, where you come from. So it's kind of to do with this. So I'm almost tempted to tell you to liberate where you come from, liberate the suppressive things that you come from. Maybe this is a wonderful time to speak with a counselor to deal out any personal family issues from your childhood, because you feel trapped, obviously, and there's a lot of beautiful communication that you can evoke out of that. But the overall sense, you can see here, this really lofty and healthy approach here with the Queen of Feathers, the Mother of Feathers, and the Daughter of Feathers, or the Princess of Feathers, or the Page of Feathers. This is that card. So you have this really healthy aspect in what's going on around you and who you are, but your source is polluted, somehow complicated. We'll see when the second cards come out what that means. In the fifth house, we see the Mother of Flames. So fifth house has to do with that passion, children. I already spoke to it a little bit with Neptune going direct. So this can represent you being very much a beacon of light and hope. You know, a welcoming. This is like the super PR if you've ever met like a really good marketer, someone who's really on point, someone who's really upbeat and uplifting and positive. This is a fun individual, a fun woman who has a lot of great joy and celebration, and she's very easygoing. So you could be evoking this energy, and this energy is being supported through your second house. So you're kind of being this smart woman or smart man with a feminine side or whatever, and also this kind of like beacon of light, hope, carefree adventure. You know, we may be the first person to say, hey, let's do this or let's do that. So you're pretty easygoing with regard to those things. With kids, you're popular and you're evoking a lot of attention, and that attention is you know, getting you a lot of enjoyable time. Okay, so let's see the sixth house. So this is where I was concerned might come up. Oh, it's not so bad. Three of Flames. Actually, it's really good. With the Three of Flames, you have things coming in. So you've worked really hard on a day-to-day basis to establish a foothold with regard to something. And now this card is saying that your effort is going to bring in results for you. So the results that you get are going to be supportive, and they're going to feel good, and you're going to feel better. Here we have Uranus transiting your sixth house in Aries. And so therefore, a lot of this stuff may be atypical. This is something that suggests that you've already taken a path with regard to fitness, nutrition, day-to-day tasks. Those tasks and activities may be different. So you may find an alternative sport to exercise through, or you may find some weird way of eating that just works for you. So I encourage that to continue, because in June you're going to see the rewards. And looking at the rest of your cards, this is like a downer part of your life, you know, and so you have this kind of thing that you're working out. You need to work this out so that the rest of the year will become better. This started in January, by the way, so it's not new. And then moving forward, you have these like really kind of cool and fun cards. So you want this to support this, so that your life does not become all about, you know, this suffering or the source of your suffering, etc. So yeah, balance it out. Remember, it's fun and entertainment only, you know. Seven of Flames in the seventh house. So this is standing up for what you believe in. You have Mercury transiting Taurus in the seventh house. Your seventh house is ruled by Taurus. So you have the Seven of Flames is stand up against your partner's beliefs if they are not your own. This is the time to speak up, and a time to like make your mark about what you believe. It will be received well, and you will push through with regard to your drive and ego. Mercury going through this house, now going direct, will really help, along with you being able to communicate your ideas and your perceptions and find success in them. For such a water sign, Scorpio, you're getting lots of air and lots of fire, so this is kind of interesting. Oh, we have the Daughter of Flames in this eighth house. This is the transit where the Sun and Venus are going in conjunction with one another. This is giving you a lot of attention. The eighth house is all about sex, and so the Daughter of Flames is you kind of being carefree. Kind of think of muses. This is the fire muse, and so she's full of life and vitality, and she gets that attention. The eighth house also rules the money received from others, so there might be a lot of money coming through for you in the first 6 months of the year that is focused on giving you freedom and enabling you to go in different directions. Definitely watch the speed at which, okay, the Mother of Flames, the fifth house, has contained fire energy, which means that she's self-aware and she paces herself. All the daughters or all the pages are kind of like off the cuff. They're like super fast energy, particularly the Daughter of Flames, which is fire and earth, represents the signs, the elemental dignity of fire and earth. Anyway, so what she does is she's the spark. And what happens to a spark? It dies quickly. And so therefore you want to be quick on the pickup in this house of life and death. Quick on the pickup of the opportunity that's coming for you in these different aspects of the house. But also maintain this ability to take rest and take care of yourself, because you are going to burn out unless you pace yourself, because you have all this. It's like, it's the spark, right? So you need to care for that spark. So the next few houses, with the exception of this one, don't have many aspects. In the 9th house you don't have anything, but we have the Son of Coins. The Son of Coins represents a project being put into action. The 9th house is all about philosophy and long distance travel. If you've been planning some kind of long trip that you anticipate on taking part in, then this is a good time to see it through. Also, with regard to any kind of project that is linked to your personal philosophy or ideas. Also, people that are Tauruses, Virgos, and Capricorns can come into your life and influence higher learning and education. So if you're in school right now in the summer semester, you may want to find someone who is like an earth sign to study with. They will see your ideas through very well. In the 10th house, we have the 6 of Cups. So this is the same card here. This is your career and social status. So you see, you're doing very well. It seems as though you're doing very well, but on a personal level, there's some struggle. But what I would advise is that if you're doing so well in other parts of your life, then this personal part, if it's struggling, that's the best time for you to address these issues. It's the worst time to go in when everything sucks, where everything is dark, and have to deal with something like this. So at least in this situation, you have so many good things going on for you that this is a wonderful time to flush out and heal anything that's a source problem. In the 10th house, this is your career and social status. You're still riding the coattails of your past successes and who you are. So this is also an opportunity for you to meet someone through your work. So this relationship could be coming through. I've been on the lookout for this. Remember that this could be linked to your 6th house, which is diet and nutrition as well. So Scorpio, if you're not taking care of your diet and nutrition right now, then do it right away so that you can move forward and heal that energy and allow that energy to manifest what you want, that full manifestation of self, which is you, Scorpio, or maybe a prospective partner that is perfect for you. So don't be shy to move forward with this type of energy. The 11th house is where Jupiter is transiting. Now this is the point that's most active. We have the Daughter of Coins. This is the spark of a new idea, a new friendship, a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. So this is, again, earth signs are your friends right now, Scorpio, and you need to really look out for them. This is someone with whom you can kind of have different ideas or have, rehash things. I have a feeling that your friend from school, the Son of Coins, may have the eyes for this new female friend. So you might want to play the little bit of a wingman or wingwoman through this, because it seems as though these two cards are somehow connected. And because they're both earth signs, they naturally fall together. So yeah, there may be some kind of admiration or appreciation for this person, but in and of herself, she is a great attribution to you and your life. She is going through, if she's a Virgo, then she is going through a Jupiter transit. So there's only success and prosperity around her. So she fills your life in that way and fulfills your destiny through your Grand Cross and Grand Trine, focusing on this house. So the Grand Trine is focusing on this house, the partnership house, and this house. So the Mother of Feathers, the Seven of Flames, and the Daughter of Coins, which tells me that you're managing your resources well and you're pushing forward with certain ambitions of partnership that are supported by a friend, a good friend who's not going to stab you in the back, who's going to have your back with the plans that you make. That's the grand earth trine. Okay, so in the 12th house we have the moon, which is reasonable because this is here. So the moon represents everything that's below the surface. It's the sign of Cancer also. There's a great spiritual component to the moon that manifests itself through dreams and ideas. So things are not precisely explicit with the moon, but there is an implicit vibe that goes on here that carries forward. It's a beautiful card. This card really shows in the camera how beautiful these cards are. And Margaret Petersen Tarot, it's definitely one of my favorite decks. I love it. It's so healing. It's phenomenal. Okay, enough gushing. So the moon represents in the 12th house, which represents kind of magic, and it represents spirituality. The moon is its full manifestation. You are really having strong insight, strong premonitions. If you feel like you're being psychic right now, you are. And so it's really important to listen to your premonitions, and they may not be clear, they may be subtle, they may be kind of nuanced, but they are there and they're real. And just so you know, premonition for some people have worked out this skill that, you know, that works really well for them, etc. I'm one of these people that worked on this since I was young, and now I have a mastery of it. Other people are like natural clairvoyance, those kinds of things. There's lots of different permutations. Some people it never really gels for, you know, it could be social reasons, or it could be other kinds of circumstances, and never, but there are times in their lives in which that premonition or that clairvoyance or clairaudience, whatever it is, their psychic abilities are heightened. And I feel as though this is a heightened time for your insight and intuition. Why else would you be taking on this super airy personality? It makes sense. Plus, you have a ton of fire coming through in your houses, 5 to 8, right? So those are all like your family, relationships, partnerships, sex, and ending. So there's a lot of like swift change. It's almost like this is motivating you to kind of be the phoenix. This is the phoenix escaping from the grips of the past. Really beautiful reading, I have to say. So now we're going to use the Golden Gamera Tarot. I'll show you guys the box because I do have it today. So this is the Gamera. I usually hide my boxes. That's why I don't usually show them. But anyway, it's a beautiful deck, and I'm going to take a look at how this energy moves forward. I'm taking a look at a time, and I need to giddy up, and so this might go a little bit faster, but this is the energy moving forward and what you can do about the circumstances in your life. Okay. Of course, I can't fan out the cards, so I'll just pick them one by one. Of course, I shuffled all these, and it's just random picking. Honestly, it doesn't matter where you pick in the deck. You'll get good answers nonetheless all the time. Okay, so let's take a look at the first house. In the first house, we had the Daughter of Feathers, trying out new things with your personality. Here we see Two of Discs. Very cool card for a follow-up to this. So Mars will go direct in June 29th. The rest of it, throughout June and into July, it will transit out of your first house and into your second house. And here we see the Two of Discs. You will see a direct result of the changes that you make. Not everything that you've changed will gel or be perfect or be exactly as you had hoped, but it is going to be a good outcome. So you will see steady and continual progress towards your goals. So it's like baby steps, taking those little, changes in your life and your personality that will manifest as slow progress and results. So this is a very pragmatic first house, very nice to see. Second house, we see well, we see the Tower here. So the Mother of Feathers is managing her resources well. Remember, this is where Saturn is. So you come to realize that some of the things that you have been doing around your finances are not going to produce the results that you want. So this is a harsh bubble burst. You come to realize that you have to change the way that you are doing. Saturn is going to put the smack down on you in the rest of 2016. But this is all stuff that you can control. The energy that you've worked yourself into, the Mother of Feathers, you will be very much able and willing to work through that energy and apply that energy as things shift. So for the rest of the year, you have to apply yourself the best you can with regard to money. I know this isn't the fun house right now, but it really is important that through the next 6 months, Scorpio, you take it very seriously. It should be up in your priority list. It may not garner the results that you want right away, but you're laying foundations. Remember, the best time to start building a foundation is as something is falling down. So when they have like in 2008, when there was a big stock market crash, do you know that that's when the majority of the investment happened? So whenever you're going through something like this, whenever other people are, focused on death and destruction, or like on when they're on holiday, that's when you want to apply yourself. So when things are challenging, that's when you want to really apply yourself, and the results, I promise you guys, I can't promise you, but it's a really great strategy. So if you apply yourself through these trials and tribulations, the outcomes are going to be very successful. Saturn transit retrograde is going to push you, and then direct will push you into the area financially where you need to be. There's no cutting corners with this, and yes, and you will end up with a good, nothing that's good ever came fast, and this is a part of the acquiring process. You can do it. So this is the hardest part in the first part of the year. Let's see where it goes. Okay, wonderful. So the third house leads to Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is people coming together and communicating around a dinner table, or communicating in some way with others, and finding consolidation for the experiences that they have and begin building in new directions. So the third house, which is communication, will produce positive outcomes. Actually, here in the third house, this is where a lot of relationship stuff can happen. The Four of Wands represents the coming together of people. These could be people from your elementary school or like primary school education. This could be going a short distance to a neighboring city to have dinner with people, and through that you can meet someone. So whatever you've been going through, I think, will really alleviate, and then people will step in to have nice quiet time with you and support you in whatever direction things are going, and you'll feel really happy. This is a very happy card. So even though the Tower's here, the Tower says you come. Listen, the Mother of Feathers does her taxes, and she says, oh shit, I realized my mistakes and now I have to deal with them. And that's what the Tower represents in here. The fourth house, okay, we have the Empress here. This represents the mother, so your mother becomes increasingly important in the latter part of the year. Maybe the mother steps in and manages the devil. It could be you as a mother stepping in and taking on the devil. So I told you that this energy, the bad energy, will dissipate mid-year. This is something that you are aware of. As a Scorpio rising, I know exactly what this is. So in the latter part of the year, your role as a mother, or your mother specifically, or a surrogate mother if you don't have a mom, that energy will step in and be like, okay, I supersede this. I have a feeling that for many of you, that not in my case, but for many of you, this will be an energy that you can't get rid of. And that's why I kind of suggested that this is, sometimes certain devils you have to live with, and you need to learn to manage. And sometimes you can't really, get rid of it. So just like, someone in your family who has a drug and alcohol problem, you can't get rid of that devil. It's there. You're not going to kick that person out of your family because whatever. So maybe, your mother helps, or maybe you're kind of matriarchal energy comes in and starts to supersede that, and the rest of 2016 is really helpful and progressive. This is really beautiful. It's like mom cooking dinner and you going for dinner with mom. Whether you have a mom or not, this could be a friend that's a surrogate for that, or like a not surrogate, what's the word? I forget. Anyway, the fifth house, I know I have to finish up. So the fifth house is Mother of Flames. This is the Aries, Leo, Sagittarius woman. This is the passion. This is where, oh, nice. Okay, this is where Neptune is going retrograde. We have the Eight of Cups. So you apply yourself a lot in this house to heal some wounds with regard to Chiron, whatever is going on with regard to kids. And then you let go. And then you just, the rest of the year, you decide to, I'm going to find what matters to me the most. I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to leave the things that aren't working intact without harming them, without causing them grief or suffering in any way, and I'll just move forward past it. The sixth house is the Three of Flames. And here, okay, we have a nice, the sixth house is day-to-day activity, and here we see the Lovers. So the Lovers come through, your family becomes important to you on a day-to-day level. You might fall into a relationship that's very much based on day-to-day activity, something very simple and kind of consistent. By the way, the tower is Saturn, right? Or Mars, sorry. And so with Mars, Mars will go direct through your first house, through the end of your first house in June, but moving forward, it's going to do a transit of your second house. So when Mars is transiting your second house, when Mars is in Sagittarius, that's when this will happen. This represents the sign of Gemini, so Gemini people may become very important to you on a day-to-day basis. The seventh house is Mercury. Here we see Seven of Flames. Very wonderful card for relationship dynamics. This is being able to say communication, communicate what you need to your partner. The outcome is the Page of Discs. Where did we see the Princess of Coins? Daughter of Coins was in the 11th house, so the combination for marriage is the second, I believe, the fifth, the 7th, and the 11th house. And so this is a progress. It seems as though that there's some fundamental changes. Those Scorpios who are waiting for a partner, this may come through. But as you stick up for yourself, there's like you're maybe attracting someone new into your life as a partner, or maybe there's a friend who's supporting you. I feel as though this is very youthful energy, so this standing up for yourself is going to produce a good result with regard to a project or an idea. So the 8th house, this is where Venus and the Sun are transiting together in June. We have the Daughter of Flames, and now we see the Knight of Discs. Okay, so I think something is coming for you, Scorpio, in terms of money. Money will be coming in for you in the latter part of the year, something really long-standing and something that you can depend upon. Also, this represents that maybe you have a suitor. This is a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, so very kind of physical signs. So this is the house of sex, so therefore you might be approached by someone who really wants to be with you in that way, and so you may be kind of getting some kind of offer or solicitation. In fact, there's a lot of relationship cards here going on, and I would suspect that this person has strong aspects in Earth as well. So that sounds interesting, and it's kind of good for you because it'll balance you out through the second house as you make those adjustments so that you don't feel so intimidated by the changes you need to make. In the 9th house of philosophy, there's no transits here. We have the, what is this? 8 of Discs. That's awesome. So pragmatic, your academics, your long distance travel, your philosophy is really pragmatic right now, really successful. Keep at it, keep your nose to the grindstone. This will really help you through dealing out the rest of the 3rd and 4th house. That's all I need to say. I need to finish up because we're already at 45 minutes. So, oh, now it's getting good. The 5th house, the 10th house, your career and social status had begun with the 6 of Cups, which is really being appreciated for who you are, Scorpio. That's a really wonderful thing. But guess what you get for the rest of the year? The sun. So even though there's, so far, the moving up until June, kind of shaky, kind of some challenging things going on, some things that kind of save the day or whatever, but still nothing that makes you happy. But here, in terms of your social status and social positions, social networking, interaction, you're going to be really well received, and you're going to really get what you want with regard to your career. So this is probably based on past experiences, past energy that you put into things, and that's going to result in, kind of being tiding over all this energy. You could very well fall in love, Scorpio, and then you're kind of not paying attention to everything else while you kind of love and be loved and have this wonderful kind of relationship that you're kind of smitten with. Remember, this is puppy love, so you can kind of become a little bit honeymoon phase, whatever. Okay, so the 11th house is Jupiter. Here we see Daughter of Coins, 10 of Wands. Too many friends to know what you need to do with. You don't want to let anybody go, but it's becoming quite a burden. Everybody wants a little piece of you, Scorpio, this last 6 months and of the year, and so you need to figure out a way to manage everything, to manage everyone. I don't know if you want to have group meetings. I'm going to try to fix this. There we go. That's the real magic, eh? No, I'm just kidding. So you want to really manage this. I think a lot of your friends are coming through the Page of Coins, and so you're going to have to manage through all your social relationships. This is going to just increase and increase until September, because Jupiter is transiting the 11th house, so it's just blessing you with social relationships. The 12th house, we had this beautiful card. So far, I think this moon is my favorite card of the whole reading. There might be something really special in your 12th house. And here we see, ooh, Queen of Cups. That's what's special. So the 12th house, Queen of Cups, Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. This can represent hidden enemies. That's what came to mind first, but I think it can also represent a relationship. So maybe from within the depths of your recesses, you bring out the inner Scorpio, the real caring, nurturing side, and this person evokes in you this kind of very caring and nurturing person that you can be. Or within the depths of some kind of secret place, kind of uncommon place to you, you could meet the perfect partner for yourself, or find yourself being that perfect partner. This is really, the Queen of Cups represents something that is very similar to the High Priestess. And so the Queen of Cups is like insight and intuition, vision, those kinds of things. And with the moon there, because the High Priestess is in the triad of the feminine, we had also the Queen. Oh yeah, we had the Mother. So I think you're building connections here, Scorpio, through the rest of the year. By that I mean connections within yourself and through different parts of your life to really illuminate some issues and work your way through some problems. But then also you become extremely psychic yourself. So really the advice is to go with the energy, flow through, and accept as it comes. The last little thing that I want to do is pick what is the most important card of the reading, and I hope that resonates for you. So I've been doing this with my friend Kate here in Vancouver. I think it was my idea, not hers, but anyway, I want to just mention that I did it with her. She's a Cancer, so she would appreciate the mention, but okay, so let's see. Oh, see the most important card, the King of Cups. So whether this is the memory of your father, or whether this is the perfect partner coming in, or whether this is you being in water and fire, the highest vibration of your suit, live it up and boldly walk into this healthful, healing energy, because it will heal the community around you. In fact, I think that through this energy, you'll be able to heal your 3rd and 4th house. So Scorpio, it looks like a wonderful end to the year. And if you have been struggling, there is hope. So I hope you do my meditations in the meditation channel. Your video was the longest, but I hope that it was helpful. So take care, give me a thumbs up, and take care. See you soon. Bye.